Hi, it's me here, and we're going to be doing an Imperator playthrough / tutorial. So you're just going to hit a new game here. It's a single player, new game, and then I'll just take you into this loading screen, and I'll be entering your world. And keep in mind though, even if you really enjoy playing a game, every time you play, it is a different storyline. So we're gonna be doing Macedon in this tutorial, this playthrough, and I've already played Macedon, but every time you start a game, the storyline is different and the nations make different choices. So yeah, playing as Macedon here. Then you're just gonna hit select whatever settings you want, and the difficulty, we're just gonna be doing all the normal settings here, and then we're just gonna hit start. Then it'll straight up take you into this, the dice cast. You can just read it. So yeah, basically what it's telling you is that your nation is one of the, and your ruler is one of the successors of Alexander's empire. And so yeah, you and I believe Thrace, Seleucids, and a couple other nations are in this. And so at the start of the game, I would say your main goal is probably going to be to resolve these items. These are things like alerts in your nation that, like for example, like here, like it's like scorn family, which means they don't feel like they have an important enough job or role in the nation. So here, this is the overview, and so you see we have alliance with Thrace, which is there, and we have a couple subject states, which means that if we declare war on someone, they're going to be drawn in as well. And then here we are guaranteeing this nation. Can't see it, but yeah. So that means if they get declared war and we have to join their war, so that's sometimes good and sometimes not. And then we are guaranteed by the Seleucid Empire in Egypt. So that means if we are attacked, they will, the Seleucid Empire here, and Egypt will come to our aid automatically. And so here we're gonna just go first until that free ID is lost, because they're just right here. And well, you have to, so go over here, click Nation Overview, and click these. You can select whatever one you want, but you'll see the benefits that they have, or like what they do. So right now I think I'm gonna go with moral of armies. Then if you don't have, you could, like for example, you see here it says it's an oratory idea, but if you really wanted to, you could do a military, civic, or religious idea. It wouldn't matter too much, but you wouldn't get this bonus right here. Okay, so we're gonna be doing an oratory idea because I like having this bonus. It makes everyone more happy, so you're less prone to rebellions, and you get a bonus of less monthly tyranny. Select here. Could do this, so it gives your generals better loyalty, which is definitely helpful, because if your generals decide they don't like you and they rebel, they have an army and you can't control it, and so you definitely probably want that. Yeah, so this one's going to be giving you less corruption. So later on when you get corruption for doing various tasks, maybe imprisoning people, this will help out for it. And keep in mind that if you decide later on, like maybe you don't like this, you can always change it to anything you want. Okay, so that, you see that resolved that. So now we have an invention. Inventions take up civic power. And so you can see here we have a bunch of things. You can just scroll over them if you want. Just see, like, so supply limit, that means that your armies won't be getting attrition. Now this may sound confusing, but eventually, probably pretty soon, you will get it. So supply limit, it's definitely very useful. So I'm saying I'm gonna get that one. And as you see now, I don't have enough power to get another one, but once it reaches 100, or maybe a bit more, I will be able to. see the Squirm family. That means that someone's a family, this Penid family, is feeling scorned, and you can view them, I believe, in this tab. So you hit show families, and then you can find them. See here, this is this family. They feel scorned because they're not getting a big enough role in the government, they think. And so, and here's the list of all the characters in your, that's in like, yeah, in your empire that are. And so here we have, well, let's do this first. So it says we have Lag Commander, which means these two armies are one of our ground armies, our soldiers, and some of our boats don't have a commander, so you can go here. And this right here is how powerful the general is. As you can see that this mark right there, that golden thing, means that that is your current ruler. And so that means our ruler is clearly a very good general because this is very high. The highest I've ever seen is 14. And it's pretty much, this is like pretty much the best you're gonna get. One of them. And so then here we have less people. You can see the farther down you go, the worse I get. Like this guy, he's a peanut, so we may want to select him, but he's really bad, so maybe he'll be good for something else. So I'm gonna I'll select him, our ruler, which is sometimes can be risky too, because if the army gets defeated and the ruler is captured, that's not a good ideal situation. And here is Antipatrid, which means he's someone in my family, and he's the next best. So I'm gonna probably do him. So here is the unused trade routes capital. That means that we have in your capital and in various provinces. Province is a section in your empire. See, like this is your empire, and you click. This is a province. That highlighted stuff. These are provinces, and this here is the capital province, with the capital being Pella for Macedon. As you see, we have 1 of 4 imports. That means that we can import a lot more things. So I selected iron because that allows heavy infantry units, which are a type of soldier. Pretty good, and you can see here what nations are willing to import it for you. And so I'm just gonna select Phrygia. And then here you could do iron again, but I mean, it's not really necessary. So here I'm gonna get horses, which allow heavy cavalry and light cavalry units, which is gonna be pretty useful. And again, it appears that we're getting it from Phrygia. And next we can allow camels, which we can get camel cavalry. Then here, these are some, I believe, boat units, and you don't have to get these. These are all army ones. You see that, and the ones with X's means you cannot get the trade routes. It means anyone that's willing, that has them, is not willing to supply them to you. You see here down there the summary, and saying you need one more positive than negative, and we have a negative 17. So yeah. Here we have various things that give benefits, but I'm probably gonna go for this. And I'm gonna go for free again just because consistency, I don't know. And because I know Phrygia is obviously pretty big, and I don't know what the other nation is. It could be a really small, like little tiny nation, and if they're destroyed and collapse, then I lose that trade port route. And so now I resolved that, so all we have is scorn families. Luckily, it is very hard to resolve those. Like they could just list up really long, and it's really hard to resolve those ones. I mean, you could try, probably will, maybe. It just depends if whether some families just don't have people that are good in them. And so this entire time the game's paused, so we're gonna unpause it. And so now time is running in the game here. You can select how fast you want it to go. Would this be the fastest, and this be the slowest? So I'm just gonna put it up here. So So eventually, my goal would be to try and invade them, but I'm not going to want to do that yet. Oh, so these things are trade routes that people want to establish, and you just click them all. And here, they'll just give you, they'll give you some benefits here, and they'll give you more money here. And you can see here right now, we're currently at a negative. We're going negative 6.31 a month. So we definitely want to fix that. So by doing this, we can get some more, and will help resolve that problem. So we can unpause here. And if you don't ignore those, that's the reason I pause them. If you ignore them for a reason, then they will go away. So you definitely want to. And this is an omen. Send you real quick. So omens, the religious things. Do this in a minute. Religious things. So you choose like which god you want a blessing of, and they'll give you various boosts. And eventually through, remember the first thing, the civic. Remember those civic things? Those will give you bonuses and how powerful this is. These are so maybe like percent armaments. Maybe it'll go up to 20% eventually if you do those. Maybe even more. So right now I'm not really having any issues. So maybe I'll do manpower recovery speed, because that will boost up our manpower so for when we eventually declare war on someone. And manpower is what you convert into troops. So here, another thing here. So this is also involved with the first pop-up that we got, the Wars of Dainichi. It's here. You see that it's me, the leader Macedon, Thrace, then we have Phrygia, Seleucids, and Egypt are also the heirs to the empire. And eventually, if you want to, you could try to unite the entire empire and become the empire that was fallen. So that'd be a cool thing if you eventually want to do that. So you can just read this. Yeah. Basically what it's saying is that you are one of the blinking. You are one of the heirs to the throne, and then yeah, so there's gonna be like a war thing, and yeah. You probably won't really need to worry about this for a while. You say the empire, so we just get claims on it, and once the ruler dies, you'll lose the claims, and they're really not going to do much for you while your ruler's alive, because there's no way you're going to be able to, anyone's going to be able to, like, just take out all of this that quick. Like, if you do, that'd be incredible, and you that'd be really, but, yeah, so we just say the empire belongs to the strongest. Pause here. And so, you want to, also when you're noticing you have a low treasury, you can think about expanding your territory, because then you'll get more taxes. So, yeah, once again, I'm thinking about taking them out. So you can see here, seeing their alliance, who they're alliance with. They're alliance with, pause real quick, grab these. So they have an alliance with Epirus, sorry if I pronounced stuff wrong, and yeah, which is right here. So they're all in alliance. So that may be a bit too much. You can add up their total cohorts or troops. You see here we have 27 cohorts. Each cohort is composed of 1,000 troops. So they have 10 plus 14 plus 6 is a bit more than I think we be able to handle. There'll be 30 cohorts, and plus they can all individually increase the size of their army, which is not what we want to happen. So, pause here. We're probably just going to be sitting around for a bit, maybe trying to expand down this way, trying to reunite this place. Let's see here. If you look at them, they have an alliance with 2 other nations. Those 2. And so you're 7, 5, and 5. So this is definitely a potential choice. So I actually may do that. I may want to expand the army first, and I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. This is saying our leader, which is Cassander, falls ill. So, yeah, which is definitely unfortunate, which means he's gonna probably die soon, and then I'm probably left to here. So we're gonna click government. You can view. So we are the Bailius, which is the word for uh like king, ruler in this culture, the Macedonian culture. And here, so you can see this is our leader, and these are our possible successors. You see, they're all our sons or relatives of us. And you can see this is the loyalty. So he has the highest loyalty by us, but maybe not by much. And this guy doesn't have as high loyalty. And so yeah, this is our first son, so he's pretty much definitely going to be inherit the throne. We're only 48 years old, so that may be, yeah, you see it's the primary heir right there. So yeah. So I'm gonna think about growing the army and maybe preparing to take out, what's it, Boeotia. Sorry about pronunciations again. So this army is looking pretty large, so I'm gonna split it in half. And so now there's two arms, and you see this pops up again. So now we have second Stratos, which is the army that I just created, sort of. And so we can select another general. And you hear, forgot to mention the last time, so this is prominence, like how like popular they are, and like how great they are. This is their popularity. Actually, that's not how popular they are. This is their popularity. This is their loyalty to you, the ruler. This is how corrupt they are. And if they're corruption, if you put governor, choose governor's corruption is really bad because they'll start taking some of the tax for themselves instead of giving them to the ruler, which is not very good. So probably just gonna select that guy, and then I'm gonna go to the other army here. The first Stratos. Here you can see both the armies. You select it, and here, right here, recruit army. Again, this is the split in half tab, and this is the recruit army tab. Here you see all of the troops that are possible to increase the army. Each time you click this, that'll gain 1,000 troops. And you see here are the costs. Here are the manpower. It's all going to be 1,000. And here's going to be the time and days to recruit them. And this is going to be the monthly cost to maintain. So each cohort is going to take monthly costs to maintain. You see, we already have a fairly high army maintenance. I'm just going to increase our armies a little bit to prepare for taking out this the nations down there. So I'm going to recruit 2 of them and 1 of them. And I'm going to move this army down to here. You do this by just right-clicking. In this game, everything is right-clicking, except just selecting nations. Right-click. So yeah. And then you can unpause. So I go down, and this army, I'm gonna ask to meet right here. And as you can see, this whole thing is a fortress. A fortress is a defensive point that they have to lay siege to, and other places they won't have to lay siege to and could just take over briefly then move on. And so anyone here can't move past here without besieging this fort, so that kind of protects all this place around here. See, our armies are moving down, and also when we declare war, probably going to get support from them. And we can, if we want to, call upon Thrace. And Thrace see, have a pretty strong army, military. And you can see there are some of their troops. You can see other nations' troops. You can wait for them. And so, before you declare war on anyone, if you see here, let's pause it. And no, get this trade route. And so, before you declare war, you see stability. If you declare war on someone without a reason, your stability will go down. And so if you get here covert actions, this is like the and he's like you can ask for military access, offer an alliance, you know, like improve their opinion of you. Influence actions, you can demand tribute stuff. And so here we could fabricate claim, but we don't quite have the amount of oratory power required, so we're just gonna wait a bit. Again, we can. Ooh. That's not the best timing. Thrace is calling on us. So they're at war with people. North Istros and Melantos. And if you ever find yourself like seeing like nations here, I can see interest there, but like for example, you're just hearing about like places or nations, you just hit F, just click F, and you can type in the name, and then just select them, and you'll see that that's where Istros is, and then Lietos is where Milietos? Where is Milietos? And see it. Where? Down here? What? So it's this tiny little nation right there. And then so that's a pretty easy war. Little tiny one, like city states, 7 cohorts and 6 cohorts. You can see Thrace is training up some troops over here, and their army's probably gonna attack them. So I don't think we really need to send our armies up there to help with that. So I'm going to accept the offer. And you can see here it pops up the war tab, and we do have some ships right here, and we're gonna use them to transport our troops down to take out Miletos. So I'm gonna tell them to go out there, and I'm gonna ask, let's get you to go. So you go over here and have the ships come down to here. So I'm just gonna wait for the ships to come down, troops to get there, and then we can get the troops on the ships, and then take it down and take out Miletos. Let's increase speed here, so we don't have to wait quite as long. Get on the ships. So we just recovered from the illness, which is good. Very good. So that means we are no longer sick. So, yeah, which is nice. You can see here the skull. This is what I was talking about. The supply limit. That's saying like this army is, a bit above the supply limit, which means that troops are gonna die, which is not good. So that's why I wanted to. It appears before Stratos, we just ran into one of their fleets, and we captured their general, which can happen if you completely take out a fleet. It'll tell you. See, they have 7k right there, and these, you'll see them around the map. These are mercenaries, which you can recruit. I just click on them. I don't have enough money to recruit them, but currently right now has a fairly large army. But yeah, you can just recruit them, and they'll fight for you, and then you can disband them and they'll stop. Does appear that Thrace isn't doing very well, but who knows? The majority of their force is probably down here, probably moving up. So this says we are victorious. So it says they lost all their troops, we captured the general, so it's a pretty big victory. And you see here, so it says we lost 394 troops, and we killed all 7,000 of their troops. So you click OK, it says enemy captured, then we can just accept that trade route. You see here, there is a fort right here, so that means we're gonna have to lay siege to it, and you can see it's negative 35%, that means that there's no chance that you'll capture it until it goes over like 0%. So like once it gets like 5% or something, then you'll have a chance of capturing it. And so every time this bar fills, the percent will go up, and you'll have a chance of capturing it. And it'll go up until you capture it. So you can see the bar is filling, and then once it goes up, sometimes it won't. increase it, but sometimes it will. See, they're 21, oh, negative 21% now. See here, we have another thing. This is saying, several nights ago, this guy was discovered helping himself to a sizable quantity of gold, so he's stealing some gold from us, which is not very nice of him. Let's see. If we can have him flogged, he loses 20 health. We lose 50, which I don't, because we're kind of looking pretty poor right here. And we gain 10 popularity though, which is max of 100, and we are looking pretty low there, 47. Or we could change publicly, we lose 10 popularity, become friends, and we still lose 50. So either way, we're going to lose some money, which is not ideal, but I would rather get some more popularity rather than lose it. And I don't really care much about this dude. He's just a random guy. So yeah, we're gonna have him flogged. Okay, yeah. So meanwhile, what's going on with this army? This army is just kind of standing here. I'm debating whether to send it up here to fight. They look like they lost recently a battle. I mean, come on, Thrace. Like, you have enough troops to beat them. They're really small. But it will take a fairly long while for them to actually get all the way up there. The war could very well end. Look, they have 19,000 armies just sitting there. Yeah, I think we are just gonna... I'll send my ships up there because that'll be the fastest way to actually transfer them, because that's a very long walk. We don't want to suffer from attrition or anything. And then we'll see. Maybe I'll transfer them, maybe I won't. I mean, I know that kind of sounds like not very like nice, but I mean, it's your war. I'm not gonna be getting in this land. It's really far away, so yeah, we're just gonna unpause here. Actually, we can see that we have a lot more of these, which is annoying. The 4 stratus, that's, I think, this thingy, which shouldn't even exist, really. But that's just like one of the troops that didn't combine with this army that was supposed to. That's okay, they'll. So there, I'll make them combine with this army. Also have you go up here to potentially be ready to transport up there. And so here we still have that Scorn family, is the war thing, but now we see a new thing, pretender support. That means that there's a pretender to our throne, and that they're supporting a different dude. So this dude is supporting... Let's just gonna move this now, can't. So anyway, this guy, Plusimus Ellipsimois, is supporting... What was it? It says here, Antipatrid, which is this guy. He says he's a pretender to become Belius. He is 14 years old. I mean, he's pretty young. And yeah, so he still has some loyalty, which is that's very unfortunate, but we can probably ignore that for now. Like, here are some actions we could like bring to trial. We can make him our rival. We can bribe him to make him like us more. We can make him our friend, but bribing takes money, and we don't really have too much money. So yeah, we're just gonna stay there. We're just gonna ignore that for now. We have a new invention. Let's accept these. So here you can see fabricate claim class, which is what I was talking about. You should never declare war. You can never declare war without fabricating claim. And so we definitely should probably want that. But now we're already up to 35%. So that means we're just about to lay siege to it. And 42%. And the other one of these. Probably gonna do property tax because we're, again, looking pretty short of money. Defenders desert. Okay, like, normally it doesn't take this long. Wow, these guys. Anyway, here, Olympic Games. Olympic Games occurs down here. and we can send someone to compete in it. We definitely want to, or else we'll lose popularity. So, we see. You see these guys. I mean, you can send whichever one you want. I see right now we're thinking about declaring war and currently in war, and he is pretty good at military. You can see symbolized if you look down 5 lines down. You see there's some symbols, and notice you see there's an 8 by the helmet, which means that he's a general that's 8. So we're gonna send this guy. This guy. And so our ships arrived. Thrace is. You pause it there. Right there. Is this? Okay, yep, we sieged the thing. You can see that's represented by the blue lines, which means Macedon has sieged it. See if you have red lines, means that this little guy, that's how much it is sieged up. But then again, there's no forts here, so it's a lot quicker. So here, it says we can have the looting be gentle. We can have them roam freely, or you could say, then she'll hide. I'm sorry, it kind of sounds pretty bad, but we get 45 gold from this, and we are looking again short on gold. We need money, so that's what kind of unfortunately we're gonna have to do. Let's see, Thrace has sent up an army. Can get these guys on the ships. Thrace has sent up an army to take them out. Looks like that's just about to happen. Oh no, war's over. Peace. I see. You didn't bother giving me the land? Yeah. Anyway. Oh, now there's there's subject state of me right now. So yeah, you guys are not gonna get on the ship. Gonna go over there. Don't have to. And then we're gonna come pick up those guys. Then no, we have a slave. Is it a slave? No, it's not a rebellion. It's just that a guy is not very happy. So let's see, what shall you do? Good round of the troublemaker. But we do lose some slave happiness. And the dude dies. We lose 25 military power, which is representative hat there. We could divide the group and deal with their leader, which will give us less money from slaves, which we don't want. Again, sort of money. And we could keep them alive and stuff. We'll go round up the troublemaker, I think. Yeah. And then let's get the ships to come down and pick up our army that's kind of just sitting right there. And so, yeah, right here, this is probably where we're going to end it. Next episode, we'll probably be declaring war here on Botia. And so, yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah.